Okay.
All right, Jacob on the left with Beans, putting one card on the bottom. Roland on the right with Is It Delver? Leyline of the Guild Pack to start.
All my non-lands are all colors.
Is it for both players or
Just for me.
So all types and then...
Okay, my lands are all types. Yep. Non-land permanents are all colors.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, then drops a Flooded Strand. Leyline of the Guild Pact. An awesome card from the past. Well, it's a little over a year now, I guess, Karlov Manor. I'm a fan of this card. I like this card.
It's a non-basic, but has all basic land types.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Ready?
All right, Twitch chat predicting a Scion of Draco could be coming. Keith Messaflex says Legacy players don't know what that card is. Yeah, they have no idea, Keith. Here's Dragon's Rage Channeler. They know that card.
Sure. Yeah.
We cast Brainstorm.
Have you seen this card, Dragon's Rage Channeler? This card is crazy. Is it on the watch list? Does anybody know? Flooded Strand tapping for blue. Roland can't believe it. That's a Brainstorm resolving here for Jacob in case you don't have every Brainstorm art memorized. Ramalito states that it's perfection.
DRC is good.
Dragon's Rage Channeler is in. Mishra's Bauble, Surveil. Another Dragon's Rage Channeler into the graveyard. Going to take a look at the top card of Jacob's deck. Roland saw it. I did not. Passing the turn. Fetching. I think Jacob might be surveilling here. Nope, just a Tundra. Okay.
I think. Oh, sorry. I thought you said yes.
I thought maybe it was going to be a Surveil land or a Triome or something, but I was wrong. All right. Tundra. Oh, shuffling away the cards from Brainstorm, but wanted to have an untapped land, I guess. Or it doesn't have the ETB tap lands. Up the Beanstalk gets Dazed. Surveil. Yeah, this is not round 3. That was from the last turn.
Good.
Roland Surveil to Ponder into the graveyard. Roland's going to take the turn now. Does Roland have Delirium? I believe so, right? Sorcery, instant, artifact, creature. That was quick. Dragon's Rage Channeler is full size already.
Yeah.
Leaf can't believe the Surveil mechanic exists. Another Dragon's Rage Channeler for Roland. This is going to be a fast clock. Jacob's got to hurry up and fire off some removal spells, it seems. Attacking with a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Jacob will take 3 damage.
Second main. Surveil trigger.
Yes.
Mishra's Bauble. 2 Surveil triggers this time. Voodoo Games arrives. A little late. Unholy Heat gets dumped. Volcanic Island gets dumped. Roland's going to take a look again.
Yep.
AP says we need more Universes Beyond and more Surveil. Broadside Bombardiers. Okay, I gotta admit, I didn't expect that card.
Want to go to combat? Sure. Is that a menace? Yeah. Take me forward 2.
It does have Menace. Ah, just passing the turn. I thought I was gonna see a Solitude. And then sacking it or something. That would have been pretty cool. Looks like Jacob just has a fetch and I didn't see what that other card was. Being able to tap the fetch lands for mana is just the best. I love that.
Sleeves?
Brainstorm, Double Surveil, Delver, and Mishra's Bauble into the graveyard. Yeah, Voodoo Games is right. The Bombardier seems powerful in this deck that wants to run 5 mana cost things. But how much of the deck is 5 mana cost creatures? I don't see Urion as well. Usually Jacob's playing Urion decks. Is Urion... Oh, there's a chance there's a Urion off camera. Does it look like Jacob's deck is 80 cards, chat? Yeah, sacking Scion of Draco seems amazing.
Yeah.
Roland attacks for 6, drops Jacob to 10. These lightning bolt decks can end the game in a hurry. Jacob's got to fire off a Supreme Verdict or something, maybe. Got to get these Dragon's Rage Channelers off the board.
Is it exile?
Looks like Jacob's holding another copy of Broadside Bombardiers. Plays a Flooded Strand. Another Broadside, okay. This could get scary for Roland. Aquinas making a point. You would also gain 14 life if you throw Scion at OP because the Bombardier has lifelink. Oh. Wait, does that work? Aquinas is a judge, so I guess it does. All right, Roland firing off a bolt, surveilling here.
Okay. You take 3. And well,
Roland surveilling a lot of stuff into the trash. One of the Bombardiers gets killed. Roland gets attacked for 2.
and then I'll exile this to float 1 red mana. So exile. And then when this enters, I'll discard my hand.
No.
Okay. Attacking with the Dragon's Rage Channelers. Murktide Regents. So I'm debating in the chat whether the lifelink happens because the Scion would be sacrificed in this hypothetical scenario. I don't know. Aquinas is a judge, so I defer to Aquinas. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
Welder, a red mana that I've coded. And then
Still 4 types.
Yeah, still 4 types.
So 8 up to 8.
Yep. Okay.
All right, huge Murktide just dropped onto the table. It's got 8 power and 8 toughness. If you're cheering for Jacob, Jacob needs help right now.
Castle Prince.
Okay, brainstorm happening here for Jacob. Running out of time. All right. What does Jacob have? Jacob's going to fetch. Go down to 3. Ah, scary. Bolt range. Once you're against one of these Is It Delver decks and you're at 3 life, you're in trouble. Yeah, no mana for Roland at the moment, but still. Jacob could clear the board of all these creatures and make some exciting plays and then just get bolted and dies. Ponder Shuffle, not good sign for Jacob right now. Looking for answers. All right, Roland takes game 1. Dragon's Rage Channeler, everybody. That card should be on the watch list. Yeah, Aquinas pointing out Jacob might be looking for a Scion or bust. The Scion plus Bombardier combo. All right, Leyline of the Guild Pack to start the game again. That combo could be pretty good in this kind of a matchup. I would say the 5-color Beans deck is probably favored in this matchup. Would anyone in the Twitch chat disagree? That, of course, doesn't mean you win 100% of the matches, but feels like it has great tools to beat this Delver deck. All right, rolling with just a Volcanic Island and passing the turn this time.
So
Brainstorm, and Roland's going to respond.
I'm gonna go ahead and Hydroblast.
Okay, Roland's going to Hydroblast the Leyline of the Guild Pack with the Brainstorm on the stack. So the Leyline is blown up.
Swap. Shoulder lantern.
And remember what fetchable lands I have now?
Get the text for Leyline of the Guild Pack up on the screen again. I realize not everybody knows what this card does.
I'll exile your troll.
It's non-land permanents are all colors, so you cannot blow up lands. It's not like Painter.
And then I'll swap my Grindstone Cursed Dragon.
That would be pretty cool, though, if you could. It's okay. Some people haven't seen Leyline of the Guild Pact in a while. I just realized Leyline of the Guild Pact is mostly green. I just never noticed that before.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I guess it barely matters, but you could pay 4 green to cast it.
The effects are resolved, right?
Play a little.
Mildly interesting. Here's Lavinia, Azorius Renegade.
Yeah.
It's getting dazed.
Still resolved.
From the stack. I did this.
And then
Then you.
while this is still in the stack,
Yeah, it's greener than other colors, right? All right, here's a Ponder for Roland. Jacob with the funky mana base, Volcanic Island, Savannah. Mr. Bep says the Pioneer Mono Green Devotion deck was using it to great success for a while. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. With Nykthos. Oh, shoot. You know, I haven't been following Pioneer that closely recently, and I missed that, but that's actually pretty awesome.
then this when this enters the battlefield, I'll discard my hand and draw
Underground
3 cards.
Sea.
Okay, Underground Sea, Scion of Draco. We were talking about this card in Game 1. Twitch chat suspected it might be in the deck, and it has arrived.
I have 5.
2 damage here.
One main, yeah.
Nice. So this is cost
From
2,
this?
flying each.
So, Scion of Draco will not have any of the abilities right now because the Leyline was blown up. But,
Just 4/4 flying right now.
yeah, Roland confirming that right now. But as Jacob adds colors to the table, it would gain abilities. All right, it's getting 4 still pitching Brazen Borrower in the end. So, Scion of Draco is countered. Good old Force of Will holding the format together, right, chat? Jacob with a Pro Tour Either Drift playmat. Was Jacob on the Pro Tour? I have no idea. Maybe. Just noticed that.
Cards in hand, sorry. 3 cards.
That's pretty sick, actually. Even if he wasn't. Playmat's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's 4, right?
Let's take it.
3, 4.
Shit, 3.
All right, Wasteland on the Volcanic Island. It is blown up. Pass the turn back to Jacob, who's now cut off a red. Will it matter? We will find out.
Go to 5.
2 cards. 3 cards.
3 cards in Roland's hand. Dragon's Rage Channeler back on the table. Does Roland have Delirium? It doesn't look like it. Instant land.
I'm gonna go to your
Sorcery.
Sure. I guess I will.
Leyline Binding getting cast now. At the time the Scion of Draco was cast, the Volcanic Island was in play, so it did cost 2. He had every basic land type at that time, but doesn't right now. So Leyline Binding removes the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Jacob needed that in Game 1. Brainstorm for Roland. I would say this game is going pretty well for Jacob right now. Roland has no threats on the board. Jacob still has a high life total. And the longer this game goes, Jacob will just start bean stalking and all that.
on your end stuff. I'm gonna map and sacrifice. I swagger land.
Just for
Draw a card.
Eventually, Jacob will just be way ahead on cards and resources and start dropping stuff like Scion of Dracos and apparently Broadside Bombardiers as well. It seems like Jacob's deck actually has some punch with those Broadside Bombardiers, right, chat? That with Scion of Draco seems pretty nasty, actually. All right, Wasteland goes after Savannah, cuts Jacob off of green now, which could be really important.
Good.
Passing the turn back to Roland. No land drop. Roland's Wasteland's putting in work. Dragon's Rage Chandler again.
Yep. Yeah, I'm new to Legacy.
Jacob now missing land drops. Well, that was a really good Wasteland for Roland. And Jacob, I guess, does not have much going on as far as cantrips and whatnot. Scalding Tarn gets cracked for Roland now.
Shield and Instinct. Try to keep up with the new sets, but the new sets aren't as exciting anymore to me personally.
Yeah.
Got into Legacy.
Sorry?
Then I decided to get into Legacy. What about you?
I started liking 1 year. No more.
1 year.
Maybe less.
I think everybody here has played for like 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
When I ask any,
Exactly.
you shot like all Magic in the last year? Or just Legacy?
Started
Old targeting you. Sure.
Really?
No, maybe.
Okay, bolting the face, surveils a Mishra's Bauble into the graveyard, and now unlocked completely is this Dragon's Rage Channeler. Roland is delirious. Jacob not making land drops. This isn't over, though. Swords to Plowshares, drop a Beanstalk, start solituding or whatever, and Jacob's in great shape. Looks like Jacob found a land. Basic Plains. Okay.
I'm going to respond.
End step cracking a Misty Rainforest, and Jacob's going to respond. What could we have?
Cast Leyline Binding.
Yeah?
Another Leyline Binding. Not playing around Days, I guess. Not that there's really an option to. It looks like Jacob's hand has a Scion, and I think I spotted another Leyline Binding. All right, gets dazed. Those are pretty good days for Roland. Painful for Jacob, for sure.
Too busy talking.
Thundering Falls, Surveil. Wizard Cat Hat says, is it Delver in this economy? Yeah. Roland is a Delver mage. Ponder, Surveil. Dumps a Brainstorm, into the graveyard. Yeah, nice to see Roland. It's always a pleasure to watch Roland play. Even off camera, just spotting Roland playing some games. All right, and then a Delver. Jacob at 7 life, running out of time again.
One card.
Missing those land drops hurts. So far, it's looking like Roland's play of blowing up the ley line earlier in this game and countering Lavinia and stuff like that. It's all working out. AP wants Ethereal Forager to be a legacy staple again. I feel that. Yeah, Aquinas pointing out, Roland's often a vendor at Magic conventions. If you're at all familiar with the Magic the Gathering, North America circuits, vending community, you've seen Roland at tables playing with Magic cards. And by playing, I mean sorting to buy and sell. Hydroblast on Dragon's Rage Channeler. Pyroblast on Hydroblast. Wow. What were they thinking when they designed these cards in the... Oh, Lightning Bolt, that ends the match. Roland gets it. everybody. Gets it. GG's. The Batman sleeves defeated. Defeated this time. Aquinas pointing out so many ways to interact with the game. Some folks to be a vendor, some to be a judge, others play. Yeah, that's true. Some people like dress up as characters and walk around. Some people, like me, are recording other people playing, and I'm not really doing anything except for that. There's a lot going on. All right. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat to decide which match we will watch first. Watch next. Keep things moving along. Your options will be Lands versus Eldrazi. Is it Delver versus Cloudpost? Eldrazi versus Dimir Bounce? Or Red Stompy versus Eldrazi? You have 1 minute. Get your votes in. Voodoo says you run our great and glorious 90s MTG League. That's true. That's true. I run a webcam legacy league in our Discord server, which is up on your screen right now. Join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Links are all over the place, including the live chat right now. We have a merch shop. We have a coffee page. Go check those out. In the chat channel of the Discord, I asked a question of our audience, of our community. If there was a 90s MTG 100-player competitive tournament in NYC this summer, would you go? Or are you skipping it? That's the question. Some people will go, some people will not. Out of time on the poll, Wizard Cat contributed 1,800. We're doing Delver versus Cloudpost up next. Let's do it. Let's do it. Diving in. Okay, David on the left with Cloudpost. Rolling back on the right once again with Is It Delver? Is it Delver? Leyland of the Void. Okay, I didn't expect that. This is Cloudpost, right? Wait. I guess we're going to find out together. I thought it was Cloudpost, but we'll see. Well, Roland's playing a Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's going to be a little hard to get Delirium when Leyland of the Void was the first game action of the match. Okay, Cloudpost pass. It is Cloudpost. I got a little worried. I was like, wait, did I label this wrong? Cloudpost pass. Okay. Okay. Are Cloudpost players running Leyline in the main now? I don't know what's happening. I dig it. Yeah, AP saying it's very effective. I mean, it's Kama in the chat saying David is sick of graveyard combos. We do have a lot of graveyard crap at the locals. It's possible that just showing up to the event with Leylines in the main was a metagame call. Yeah, Murktide Region in Roland's deck is crying right now. Yeah, Roland's going to have a really hard time getting Delirium with a Leyline. You also just saw a Stifle get thrown away Roland running Stifles, apparently. Both players could be making some metagame calls. I have Ugin past a turn. Okay, okay. Yeah, Aquinas pointing out Cloudpost already has crop rotation plus Bajuka Bog and Kozilek's Command. Yeah, they have kind of in the stock version of the deck excellent graveyard hate cards. That is very true. But maybe David's doing some Helm of Obedience thing. I don't know. We're gonna all find out together. I don't know where this is going, and I'm excited to find out. Blast Zone.
2 to activate? 3. 3 to activate? Go ahead.
Yeah, miscut Blast Zone. Looks pretty cool. Both players with nice collections, I would say. Both players with Tempest block playmats. When are we going to hear from Wizards an apology for Tempest, Stronghold, and Exodus being broken and banning them from every format? Right, chat?
Go.
They didn't test the cards for 1v1. Well, Draeger's Range Channeler, a sad attack for 1. It's going to take a while. Blast Zone with more than enough time to deal with it if it sticks around. Glimmer Post comes in. Gain a life. I like Glimmer Post.
They get a basic forest and brings in for 2.
Yeah, Aquinas pointing out the history of Ayavugan. It is a very weird and unique card with kind of a mildly interesting backstory, I guess. All right. A Petty Theft bounced the Leyline of the Void. It's going to be hard for David to put it back on the table, it looks like. Things could be coming together for Roland a little bit. What do we have here? Kozilek's Command.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Get rid of the 9. He's a 4/4. Give it. Yes, we'll get rid of this instead.
Okay, a daze on the Kozilek's Command is not bad right now.
Was this after?
No, yeah.
So no, like because this maybe if this was on the stack, right?
Okay.
While Leyline was out there, then this was Leyline would technically still be in play.
Oh yeah, right.
So okay, so this was all in response to this, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, cool. So this is removed.
17.
Yeah. Okay.
Or what?
And then,
Oh, okay. So apparently Daze is exiled because of Petty Theft still being on the stack, targeting Leyline of the Void. The Leyline of the Void was already back in hand, so a little bit awkward ways of keeping track of everything right there, but the players are in agreement about what happened, so we're moving on. Brazen Borrower is on an adventure.
still in turn.
Yeah, no adventure token for Roland.
This is stuck. It's still yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. You tap 2.
because I tapped 2.
You bounce
Yeah,
1.
sorry. I'm getting a surveil land.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, Roland is looking for a Surveil land. Thundering Falls it is. Exciting. Surveil, everybody. Yeah, when do we get the surveil scale? AP asking the right questions. A bolt was surveilled into the graveyard. Why? Not a lot to bolt on on David's board, and bolting the face not very good right now. Roland's got to speed up this Dragon's Rage Channeler as well. Halfway to Delirium at the moment. David has that Blast Zone, though. No plays. Brazen Borrower flashed in, speeding up the clock. Well, Cloudpost with no Cloudposts. Started the game with a ley line. It was bounced, which was huge. Rolling halfway to Delirium and a 6 power potentially worth of attackers could end the game quickly. Roland doesn't have Delirium yet, though. Gonna attack for 4 now. Still a clock. Okay, Planar Nexus. We're getting somewhere. I am such a fan of Planar Nexus. It's like one of my favorite cards from 2024, for sure. Just a great addition to Legacy and such a cool effect. And, you know, as we add more cards to Magic with non-basic land types, Bowmaster, okay. Let's go. Okay, I didn't expect that. This is a little bit of a brew, it seems. Bowmaster? Aviator can't believe it.
Turns out.
Planar Nexus can filter to make a mana of any color. Hence its gold frame. What about the frames? Legacy players very, very particular about frames. Another daze. Bowmaster is countered. The attack gets through. Surveil happened. Force of Will gets dumped. We'll see if Roland pays a price for that. David throwing Bowmasters onto the board was not expected. What other nasty surprises are in this deck? If I'm rolling right now, I'm a little wary. What's going to happen next? Leylining me and Bowmastering me? What's the craziest card that David can untap and cast on the next turn that Roland wouldn't expect? Sowing Micah Spawn? That doesn't really do a lot right now, actually. Blood Moon. Just untap and like, why do you have Blood Moon in your Cloudpost deck? That would actually be really funny. Urza's Tower. All right, we're getting a lot of mana now. It's a very Town Rattler. Just a deck that makes no sense. All right, the One Ring makes a lot of sense. And Roland may have to deal with that one. It's going to resolve. Chase the Mind Sculptor would also be funny. All right, drawing a card, putting a burden counter on the One Ring.
One black.
Okay, Mutated Cultist comes in. Okay. It's going to, I assume, remove the burden counter from the One Ring.
Permanent or that touch.
I mean,
No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, it resolves. It removes the burden counter from the One Ring. Yeah, and Twitch chat now pointing out that there must be dark depths in this deck if we're seeing the cultist. I agree. Aviator says I don't understand this deck at all. You know, sometimes it's just fun to play a brew. That's true. Sometimes just playing some goofy deck is fun. But I think a lot of our local players are trying to figure out new ways to attack this metagame. Many of them have a competitive mindset. And sometimes you have an idea, you try it out, and it flops, it doesn't work, and whatever, we tried it. We can cross that off the list. We'll see how this goes.
Go.
That is Karn, the Great Creator. All right, rolling hard, casting a Force of Will. It is countered. Rolling, thinking about Surveil. David's at 9. Could still be in trouble here.
Yeah, I'll leave it on top.
Another Karn, the Great Creator. Okay.
It's a weird ass game.
Roland pointing out this has been a weird game. So Karn has resolved. Karn has minused. Looking for an artifact. Ooh, what would be good here? I don't think we're ensnaring Bridge right now because... Okay, Tormod's Crypt makes some sense. Gonna play it. I don't know if we want to go after the graveyard now. Roland could refill it, but I guess maybe worried about Murktide. Didn't draw a card off the One Ring either.
Discard. Sorry? Discard.
Okay, Karn gets attacked by the Brazen Borrower and will be defeated. So Roland's beaten 2 Karns in the past turn cycle. Not bad.
Go ahead.
Urborg. Okay. David has a lot of mana. We could see some big plays coming up. Eldrazi's and stuff like that. All right, just passing the turn. Well, didn't draw a card off the One Ring either.
Attack for 3 near.
Eye of Ugin is, of course, available. Yeah, there have been some skipped opportunities to draw cards with the One Ring. Maybe worried about Bowmaster, but Roland doesn't have black mana. I'm unsure. Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger is found, though. That's going to be nasty. Pink in the chat is David saying I was worried about Bolt. I mean, it is important to watch out for Bolt. David now at 6 life. 3 cards drawn off the One Ring could have been Bolt range. Here's Ulamog, and Roland's unfortunately going to lose both creatures, it looks like, and not have a lot to say about it. Unless Roland has Stifle. We saw Stifle. Okay, Force of Willing the Ulamog, which is, of course, something. I don't know if we pointed out what the cast trigger was targeting, but I assume it's DRC and Brazen Borrower. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Yep, they are exiled.
These have one land.
What's up?
This is +1 per land in the graveyard.
Oh, yeah. One land in the Sorry.
Mutated cultist.
No, I don't think you did.
1/3 Death Toucher.
For 8, right? And then that was a 10. So
I play the equal no target.
Echoing Deeps comes in just as an Echoing Deeps. Leyline of the Void comes back.
is it 1? Exile my deck.
Cast Fury.
Yep.
Okay. Shield 4. Yep. And then I'll swing 8 at you.
I'm at 11.
Okay, another Dragon's Rage Channeler for Roland. Pink saying I need a real brewer to fix it. You know, like, there's something to just trying bad deck ideas. I'm not saying this deck is bad, but sometimes you have a deck idea and you're like, oh, this is going to be so good. Then you try it, you play some games, you play in an event, and you're like, you know what? That idea wasn't the best. And that's fine. And, like, for people that are quick to say, like, oh, yeah, like, this and that deck doesn't make any sense, not viable, whatever, throw it away. Like, sometimes I'll see Reddit posts of people like, what do you think of this brew? And people are like, it's garbage. You know, like, when's the last time you tried a new deck? There's no reason not to try an idea. Unless you're playing in, like, the Pro Tour. And even then, people play brews and that they regret it later. Be open-minded, everybody.
I'll leave it on top.
Well, Dav is down to 3. Lucky number 3. That one ring is stuck. Well, we were talking a little bit before about Glimmer Posts and, all right, activating Eye of Ugin. Glimmer Posts and Glacial Chasms and stuff. No sign of either card at this point. Blast Zone's still available. Emrakul the Aeon's Torn.
Yeah, I just got that card.
I think Roland's a little bit screwed.
I think it's good. I've seen people play.
I don't know when you're supposed to. I mean, I guess if you have nothing else to play, a lot of mana.
Yeah, it could be, I mean, just with the Fury just now, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Well, Emrakul's going to be a big pain in the butt. It looks like we have enough mana. 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Drawing a card off the one ring now.
How many cards you have?
I have 4 cards. 19, yeah.
Bajuka Bog, okay, that's not that exciting.
Always here.
Go ahead.
Passing the turn? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait a minute.
So, when is this? At the end of year?
And Eye of Ugin can tap for mana because of Urborg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Okay, yes. 1, 2.
Yeah, all right. So Pink is David in the chat. Miscounted. Didn't realize we had enough mana to cast Emrakul. That's unfortunate. Slamming Emrakul there likely ends the game.
9, 10, 11, 12, 14. Oh no, I ended because I can't top this. I fucked up. I can't top the eye.
Lotus Petal with.
You could not tap the eye, or
I could.
okay, you could tap it.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to actually force that flute. Surveil trigger.
Yep.
Okay, Force of Will on the flute. Surveil for Roland.
I already did it. I'm, all right, force it. I already took the life. Surveil.
All right. Roland didn't mean to pitch a card to force. Was able to hard cast it, obviously. Chain Lightning off the top ends the game, though. Yeah, David should have had that one. Moving on to game 2. Roland steals a game.
So I would immediately die. Yeah.
That was a good game.
Okay.
Alright.
You said it wouldn't hurt the deck a lot, but it did hurt the deck a lot.
One more on top
Yeah.
of it. But you don't have 4 mana.
No, it's got to be 4 types. So it's got artifact, creature, enchantment.
Good luck.
All right, shuffling up for game 2. Mistakes were made. We're moving on. The Cloudpost deck definitely has the tools to crush a Delver deck. We saw the ley lines and mutated cultists and bowmasters. Those things making the match interesting for sure. Basic swamp to start the game. Okay, we're cooking.
Exile is to flow one. You can do that, right? Yeah. Before you do this card.
Salty says, watching the 90s MTG stream while reading the 90s MTG Discord. Need a shirt to complete the trifecta. Yeah, pick up a shirt, everybody. Go check out our merch shop. Links are all over the place.
That's all right.
Also want to shout out someone special. Bob Patterson Jr. just hit 4 years, 48 months as a rare member on our YouTube channel, a pillar of our community. Because it's over on YouTube, doesn't get shouted out on our Twitch stream enough. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody else that's picked up a membership. You're keeping the show alive. Disruptor Flute got spell pierced.
He's still 3/3.
Urza's Tower, Basic Swamp. I haven't seen that combination in a while. Dragon's Rage Channeler, Mishra's Bauble, Surveil. Working towards Delirium, getting close. Basically there. If this Mishra's Bauble gets sacked.
In the haste of explaining everything, I explained it wrong. You responded to. I'm just gonna
Ooh, what the heck was that on top of the deck?
I exiled this. I targeted this. In response, you bolted it. Right. So I would have also exiled the painter, which is what I was saying. I had to do both. So it was 4 types.
Oh, that was Long Goodbye on top. Okay. Good card.
Lantern's fine. You want to exile anything from my graveyard? Alright.
I'll tap another. Draw a card.
Yeah. Oh wait, you can't. You can't sacrifice.
Let me just put like so we know it's a 4/4. It's like
Shuffle your deck.
4/4, 3/3.
Put that back
4
in.
different types. Because that looks like 2 counters. Right, draw.
Okay, Roland has Delirium. Dragon's Rage Channeler will be able to attack for 3. That is the situation we find ourselves in. David, it looks like, is holding a Kozilek's Command. We saw the Long Goodbye on top of the deck. Urza's Towers. Do not see any power plants or mines just yet. Dragon's Rage Channeler number 2. Okay.
Before damage, caution command mode.
Yep.
Are gonna be exile a card from a graveyard and scribe.
I need to get those cool things that you guys have.
Which ones?
Set on to do this.
Oh yeah.
Brainstorm, Surveil twice. Unsure which card was being exiled from the graveyard. Well, let's see what Roland dumps in the trash. All right, so in a Braid.
Yes.
Under end step, I will exile.
David would have to declare a target for Kozilek's Command right now, which would allow Roland to decide what other types we need in the graveyard, kind of thing. I assume it would be Mishra's Bauble to try and cut Delirium off. That's like the hardest thing to add back to the graveyard.
Target bolts.
pitching
will-
that.
Force pitching Stifle. Another Surveil dumps a fetch land in the yard. The next one leaves it on top. The Kozilek's command is countered, and Dragon's Rage Channel got through for damage.
So you take 3 of that. And play a land for the turn. To go.
Okay, Wasteland goes after Urza's Tower. Passing the turn.
I've been playing since I'm a little kid. Legacy, probably like.
Maze of Ith, not the worst.
What about you?
I guess this Cloudpost deck just doesn't have crop rotation and Myco spawn and stuff like that, which could be a big weakness for the deck. But trying some different things.
What made you jump from like whatever you did in the first place to Legacy?
So I did like a commander thing for a while.
Which the
Kind of boring.
Okay, Wasteland on Maze of Ith is going to be pretty good here.
And then Kirby and Syntax.
go to attacks for
Kind of boring. I wanted something a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Long Goodbye will resolve. Wicked says we are new to MTG. Filled I follow because we kind of want to do the camera stream dueling also. Very cool. Thanks for being here.
They play Legacy.
Murktide Regent. This card is crazy, chat.
It's cool to see people like yourself that aren't playing the game for that long, still playing Legacy and hopefully enjoying it.
Yeah, I love it. It's cool. There's a lot more.
There's a lot going
There's a lot
on.
more going on. Like,
It's kind of like maxed out magic.
yeah, exactly.
So
That's what I want. I mean, I
Yep,
picked
that's
Painter
4
too,
times.
which is
4
like-
times.
Okay, so keeping Delirium, it sounds like, and making a 7/7 Murktide, I believe. Fast clock, 10 power on the board for Roland, it looks like.
I'm done with that.
You played something, you sacked it to Welding Painter, and then you tried to bolt my guy,
Yeah, so
and then
I had Phyrexian Dragon Engine and Painter in the graveyard.
Passing it back at 14 life, 10 power on Roland's board. David's going to run out of time very quickly. Did not even make a land drop last turn.
sack that to get back Painter.
That was my plan.
Segment.
But I thought,
I don't know how much mana you had open, but I was gonna.
Bowmaster in response to a brainstorm. That's a thing that happens, and then people get upset.
and then destroy your.
Dragon Age Channeler might be knocked out in combat here. Brainstorm in response to Bowmaster. Surveil.
Brainstorm first.
I guess I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you could have like sacked the Painter and then brought it back maybe. Maybe.
No, because I didn't have any artifacts.
You had
Because-
Painter.
No, but it didn't.
Voodoo says almost died to a Bowmaster after paying 7 with Gristlebrand the other day. You got to be careful out there, folks.
You to sack it.
Right.
But instead you just let it get exiled.
Sorry,
You should have just
didn't
sacked it.
mean to put all.
At least if it's in the graveyard, then you can get it back eventually. But if it's exiled, it's not working.
This is in my hand.
Even if the red blast ended up still being there.
Okay, so rolling with 1 card in hand. There are 2 Brainstorms. Well, there were 2 Brainstorms on the stack. One of them has finished resolving now. There's a Bowmaster on the stack. It's resolving. Marking 1 damage on ETB on the Dragon's Rage Channeler.
This will brainstorm will resolve. So 3 more.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3.
No Archon approved.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 more Bowmaster triggers. Weed William has arrived.
And I forgot my they're so bad right now.
All right, Roland made a mistake here. Forgot the Surveil. Trying to move quickly. This game has been a little bit complicated. Weed William, thank you for the resub. 28 months. Appreciate it.
Okay, so those other 3, I'm assuming 2 more to here.
Yeah. And one
And
of
then
you.
1 to me, so that.
Okay, so 4/4 Orc Army for David. Dragon's Rage Channeler has been removed from the table. Bowmaster can't block Murktide. Need to beat this Murktide now. Well, judging by that sound, it sounds like Cloudpost is... Oh, well, a tapped Maze of Ith. Need Need a way to untap it.
The second game was like 132.
Is there a way to beat this Murktide? Nope. That is the match. Roland gets it. GG's. Very cool Cloudpost brew. Wow. And Roland beating himself up about missing a Surveil trigger. It's all good. What a match. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat. Keep things moving along. Which match next? Your options will be: Is it Delver versus Dreadnought, Phyrexian Dreadnought? Red Stompy versus Simic Omni Show and Tell? Green White Dark Depths versus Mono Black? Esper versus Dark Depths? Or Red Stompy versus Eldrazi? You have 1 minute. Get your votes in. All right, some people in the chat hoping for Delver and Siphonaut. We'll see what the Twitch chat wants. Poll happening live now in the chat. Get your vote in. You can vote additional times with your channel points if you would like. Our Discord server is up on your screen. Join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Audrey says, why are the new clans so cool? Too much immersion. You know what, Audrey? The Magic lore stinks. We need to do only Universes Beyond sets from now on. Bookmark our TCG Player affiliate link if you haven't already. Helps us out a lot. And a reminder that we don't have sponsors on 90s MTG. I'm not going to pause the stream or our YouTube videos to tell you all about some product that we're trying to sell. But you do have to help out. And a big way to help is to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. That's free. Hit subscribe. Sriracha contributed 1,500 channel points. Red Stompy versus Blue-Green Omnitel will be up next. Let's do it. Diving in.
No shows, no tells.
Once upon a midnight train.
No, that
Go, sir.
Derek on the left with Mono Red Stompy. On the right, we have Ed with Omnitel. Players getting ready to go.
See with the pitch.
Wow. Bottom of your library, a random.
Okay, one card on the bottom for Derek. I'm old to 6. Ready to go. Basic Mountain.
I've never seen cards that random before. The deck will get shuffled.
Chromox. Recently reprinted.
So,
Sundering Eruption is imprinted.
Oh, okay. It's not boxy, it's like the flip card. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a modal double face card from MH3. Simian Spirit Guide gets exiled from mana. And that is Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And we're going to make a goblin. And we're going to pass the turn.
Japanese. Let's look for the top 5.
yeah, it's top 5.
The top 5.
Prismatic Vista gets cracked to start the game for Ed, finding a basic island.
Yeah. Nice card.
Ponder for Ed.
Yeah, I'll reveal Souls. And these are randomized. You put on the bottom.
Sure.
On shuffle.
Have a peek draw.
All right, passing the turn back to Derek. Fable of the Mirror Breaker hits chapter 2.
I'm gonna decline.
Sure.
I haven't played in a few years, so most of these are kind of new to me. Kind of, sort of.
Goblin Shaman attacks. Derek will make a treasure. Nice treasure token.
Crackers. Fable.
Another Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay. I don't know if Derek knew what he was up against here. Well, now it's a little bit clear. That was a show and tell pitch to force. Derek didn't even seem to react to it, so maybe Derek knew.
Name other things. It doesn't have to be a ball. Oh, waste that.
Yeah.
Waste, another waste. Okay.
Another Ponder for Ed. I played against Ed at this event. This deck is crazy. Like this deck is nuts.
Go ahead.
Draw the turn?
Yeah.
All right, passing the turn back to Derek. Reflections of Kiki Jiki has joined us.
Move to combat.
Probably not going to make a difference in your life. But strangely,
Hey, Goblin Shaman attacks. Gonna sack the treasure it just made. What's the follow-up? Simian Spirit Guide. That's not very exciting. One card left in Derek's hand. Trop. Lotus Petal. Uh-oh.
Sure.
Show and Tell's going to resolve. Derek's putting in Simian Spirit Guide, and Ed puts in Atraxa. Okay. Derek's also Hellbent. There's Stock Up. Omniscience. Going off the out of frame a little bit here, but up top are Cunning Wishes and Brainstorms.
Okay. And you took 2 on the center. So I have you at 16. And I'll pass to you.
Okay, Stock Up Brainstorm, a basic island, and Omniscience added to hand by Atraxa's ETB. No battle, huh?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Put a battle in the deck. Come on. Well, Derek is drawn for turn. Derek with only 2 mana. Reflections of Kiki Jiki unlocked, but it's going to be hard to beat an Atraxa, I think. Shiny Graveyard getting sorted here.
definitely a good one. Never
Derek seems a little bit
I'm gonna pass.
unsure how he's going to win this game, but passing the turn, we will continue.
Basic waste. Yeah.
Combat? Yeah, I take 7.
They got me with the retro frame.
All right, Derek gets attacked by Atraxa. Ed moves up to 21 life. Stock up now. The metagame is stale. Have you tried stock up Omnitel yet? No. Show and tell. It's gonna resolve. Omniscience comes in. Paraglyph. Okay.
Land, enchantment, artifact. Instant. So it's a 5?
Take 2.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 4.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, 5. Trigger.
Okay, so 5 power for the Paraglyph. I mean, Omniscience is going to be really hard for Derek to beat, possibly. Uro, okay.
You 17. Laying down for your.
Have you seen this card, Uro, chat? This card is broken. I think it should be on the watch list for Legacy for sure. Impulse.
It reduces all Eldrazi's colorless Eldrazi spells by 2. Generic.
Emrakul the Aeon's Torn getting hard cast here for free.
Eldrazi. The colorless Eldrazi creature.
Go to extra turn.
Colorless creature.
Sure.
Derek's not finished yet.
Go to your yard. I just want to say
Yes,
something.
go ahead.
I know.
Derek does have that Pyroglyph and Reflections of Kiki Jiki. Is there a way?
Yes, it's a 5. Okay. Cool.
Combat? Sure.
Okay, swing with everybody. Annihilator triggers are happening.
Before they trigger, or you want? Let me see. Let me just see if I'm enough. Because I have 5, so I could deal 5. I think that's lethal. Because I get 2 triggers.
7 deaths.
Is the double Pyroglyph going to be enough for Derek here? Is my math just way off? Sink it to stupor in response. All right, well, that's the end of that. Moving on to game 2. OmniTell takes game 1. Maybe it was closer than I thought.
Twice. Yeah, because Pyroglyph and another Lagoy. Whenever.
Seemed like Derek was second guessing if he missed something at the end there. I'd have to. What should Derek have done? I don't know. I'll have to watch that back again. Moving on to game 2, Derek will be on the play. That was an interesting game 1. Pyroglyph made it interesting for sure.
18.
Ancient Tomb, go to 18. Chalice on 1, that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I think you have to take it.
Yeah. So I will take 2. I'll leave this here.
No, the double color.
Okay, Misty Rainforest, Lotus Petal, pass the turn.
I don't have any legal targets for its cast trigger.
Nothing with a color on it. So you
16. The One Ring.
Excellent follow-up of the One Ring. Derek's going to gain protection, and then looks like Derek is just passing the turn.
15?
I don't think anything's going to help.
No, I still got more turn.
No,
Okay.
I don't think
The
anything's going to help.
Sire is. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, if you need to fight another Eldrazi though.
It's greater mirror match and reanimator. It's got first strike and reach. So
Just looking for a hedge maze here to surveil. Yep.
the only thing reanimator might play is bigger than it.
All right, it enters tapped, as it's supposed to. Taking a look at the top card of the deck. Leaves it there. Okay, that could be scary for Derek. Derek has protection. One of those Misty Rainforests is in the graveyard. It looks a little confusing at the moment. All right, Derek draws an extra card. Pass the turn back to Derek. Derek pays a burden counter cost or whatever. Draw 2 now.
Not in 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, so let me see what's good in Legacy, because I literally haven't played in over 5 years. And I was like, oh, these are pretty cheap. I'll just pick them up. I already have like a mana base and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm going to exile Simian Spirit Guide from my hand.
I agree.
Exiling Simian Spirit Guide, make it a red. Broadside Bombardiers, okay. Okay.
Cool, move to combat? Yep. For 2.
Legacy or Great Dragon Legacy for Commander.
2 plus 2.
Oh,
I think the Commander players.
Simian
Price of all
Phase.
those.
I was like, no, that's insane.
Looks like Derek's holding a Pyroblast, a Pyrogoyf. Making a land drop now of Shatter Skull.
I'm going to see him when I throw the
I
rings.
took a break from 0.3 to
Derek thinking about throwing the ring at Ed. Could that be right? I'm unsure.
Oh, it just makes spike up.
How aggressive does Derek need to be in a game like this? All right, Derek's just going to pass the turn. Mr. Rainforest gets cracked. Finding a basic island. The Blood Moon stuff in the Stompy deck, not the most exciting against this particular show and tell deck. One of the most powerful things you can do with these Moon Stompy, mono red Stompy decks is drop a Blood Moon on your opponent earlier in the game, but I don't think OmniTell is really the one for that. Sink it to Stupor, targeting Chalice on end step. It's going to resolve. Chalice goes back to hand. Oh, okay. So, okay. Well played here by Derek. Taking advantage of the opportunity to sack it to Boast. And Chalice of the Void deals 2 damage to Ed. All right. I like that play, actually.
Foam Empires.
Fallen Empires.
So I'll put up Foam Empires.
Oh, yeah. That's right where I scroll. Take 2. My first pack, so
Okay, taking 2 damage from Ancient Tomb. Stock up. Okay. I was a little bit worried for Derek just now that was going to be another show and tell, putting in something gross like Omniscience. Stock up appears to be the real deal for Legacy. Card's good.
I mean, if it were Modern League,
Should more people be playing stock up in their decks? We'll see.
I don't play modern.
That's fine.
For me.
Brainstorm for Ed now. Perg says Fallen Empires was an awesome set. You know what? It was. It was.
I was like, fuck this. Buy Legacy.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Untap, trigger for the ring, I'll take 2.
All right, taking 2 from the ring now. 2 bird encounters currently on the 1 ring. Derek is going to add 1 more to draw 3 cards. Saw some copies of Fury in hand, which is interesting. I think I saw a Caves of Chaos Adventurer in hand. Derek makes a land drop. Shatter Skull again. Paying 3 life. It enters on tap.
That's pretty nice.
One of my other decks is Doomsday.
Derek says you're at 12. Ooh, is this? All right. Attack for 2 with the Broadside Bombardiers. Ed drops down to 10. Throw the ring at you. That's 6 damage. Is a Power Wave just going to end the game right now?
Something good.
No, I
4.
like this.
We're going to 8.
Really good.
Pyroblade?
Assume you'll be on play.
Okay, is that 4? That should be 4, yeah.
Yeah.
There's instant sorcery, artifact, land. Yeah. Cool. Game 3.
All right, moving on to game 3. Well played by Derek. Well played. All right. Kiv asking about the pronunciation of Omniscience. Honestly, I don't know. I pronounce like so many of these cards wrong. What about the Mika spawn? Control isn't viable.
How many people? So I have a pregame effect.
All right, so Derek saying he's keeping, and there will be a pregame effect of Gemstone Caverns. Interesting.
Dreadnought is vicious.
I like Fable of Mirror Breaker.
Has a luck counter on it. Fable of the Mirror Breaker was exiled. Misty Rainforest getting cracked for Ed. Hearing a lot of laughing in the background. Do you hear that, Chad? Is there something funny at a Magic tournament? Ponder.
Yep. I'll pass. Actually, draw the card first. Yeah. Even with competitive REL, I'd be like, yeah, get the turns right.
Because I got a pedal.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a problem. Draw. Go.
Draw.
All right. So Ponder finishes resolving. Pass the turn. Ancient Tomb. Gemstone Caverns. Casting. Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
That's good.
It's going to resolve. And a nice touch here, showing dedication and respect for the game. Derek using the correct modal double face card, placeholder card for Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and has the correct Goblin Shaman token. What have you done? How have you shown respect for the game? These are the questions I want you to ask yourself.
So yes.
Thought not seer.
Yeah, I look at him. Yeah, I'm clearly a square. So yeah, you know what?
Aviator just got banned from the chat. Sink into Stupor comes in as a land. Soporific Springs. We just finished talking about how great Derek's placeholder cards are, and Ed just doesn't even take the Sink into Stupor out of the sleeve. What is going on?
Okay.
Yeah, what is that token on top of the cavern? Just using the sponge from the D6 holder?
Fisher.
Where's your luck counter, Derek? All right, Volcanic Fissure comes in as a land untapped. Derek is following up with Broadside Bombardiers. This card was great in game 2. Looks like Ed might react to that with a Force of Will, pitching Cunning Wish. All right, it's countered this time.
Move to combat. Just 2. Trigger.
Goblin Shaman attacks, makes a treasure, pass the turn.
Stock up. That's fine.
Stock up once again. It's going to resolve. Stock up. Every time Ed taps 3 mana, Derek gets a little nervous. All right, passes it back to Derek. Draws for turn. Fable of the Mirror Breaker flips over into Reflections of Kiki Jiki. Derek moves it into a different zone.
Making me permanentless is the right call.
You never know.
It's a pretty good play.
All right. I am done.
Derek with a very clear presentation of the board. Seen Derek at many Magic tournaments in my time. I even saw Derek playing Legend of the Five Rings one time. Derek's a gamer. Attacking with the Goblin Shaman. Ed drops down to 14, makes a treasure.
Sending phase. I'll use both of the treasures.
Yeah, I really wanted one more.
Hard cast
So
Fury.
why don't I just
In those
put the pressure
situations
on?
when
Okay, there's a Fury. Potentially presenting a lethal attack on the following turn. Reflections of Kikijiki could, of course, copy Fury. And the double strike 3 power ×2 would be enough. Ponder. Along with the Goblin Shaman, of course.
I used the 2.
no, that was
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I should probably keep this. Even though the rest of the hand was like a little iffy.
But then, with the Wasteland and the Micah's Pawn, with enough mana to know you can play it,
Yeah.
I think I would.
Flashing a couple of cards. I think I saw Broadside Bombardiers. Yeah, you can copy the Fury on end step and have the copy last through the end of your turn. So that might be Derek's move here. Might be.
Play it.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it was. It was like, Delver Wasteland. Go.
I mean, I was having this conversation with somebody I was talking about. They get so
These OmniTell decks capable of some very powerful plays, but also pack the deck with cantrips and stock ups looking for the cards that make those powerful plays, and sometimes you just can't find them. It looks like that's what's happening right now. Didn't copy the Fury on unstep. All right, so maybe playing it a little bit carefully for some reason that I'm not understanding. Maybe worried about a Sink into Stupor. Okay, Broadside Bombardiers. Maybe we're copying Bombardiers now? Wait, was Reflections summoning sick? Oh, Reflections was summoning sick at the end of Ed's turn, right? It only unlocked this turn? That's what it was.
I always get picked off by fast combo. With some...
Yeah, Twitch chat tricked me. Reflections was totally summoning sick. That's true. Broadside Bombardiers is on the stack. Ed's taking a look at it. Can't believe what Lost Caverns of Ixalan did to our format.
That's why I love talismans for the paper build. Because if there's like a handful of people that know play prison, like
2 cards left in Derek's hand. Reflections of Kiki-Jiki is alive now. Sounds like the Bombardiers is in. Who are we going to copy? So Kenzin comes in.
If I discard it, yeah. It's just a legendary mountain. So
we're gonna have to move.
We need more cards that care about the controller having legendary lands. I think that would be cool. Like if you have a legendary land, you get some bonus.
Cannot complain about having lands.
Who's with me on that design?
Can you keep it there? Or?
I think I'm like I said,
Just make every deck want some legendary lands in it. I think that would be cool.
I would like to end the first main phase.
I don't know if you ever saw Big Old
Before attack.
Which is a Grim
Yeah.
Monolith and KG. We can power up.
Yeah, City of Traders should definitely have been sacked just now. Echoing Truth.
I will keep this.
I'll attempt to pyroblast it.
Brainstorm with the
That's fine.
I had both Hammerheim and Urborg in my cube, and it made for some funny situations with land walk cards.
Or even play anything.
From your open lands.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you give me the first upkeep,
Does anybody even know what I'm talking about?
but I have to reveal it before.
You have to reveal it before it
Okay, so I do have that.
Okay, no worries.
So in case that makes your whatever you want to do different.
No, I appreciate it.
There's a Pyroblast targeting an Echoing Truth that is targeting, I believe, Broadside Bombardiers. A Brainstorm happening in response to the Pyroblast. So the stack still has Echoing Truth. If you have a cube and it's posted online, can you post a link to it in our Discord, please? I like looking at cubes.
Okay, so first upkeep, untap upkeep. 1, 2, 3, 4, then it's Cavern of Souls.
Post a picture. Do something.
Put one of them back on top and the others get extra. Or you can put up to one back on top. If you don't like any of them, you don't have to put it
So
back.
the rest will be exiled.
Okay, force pitching show and tell on the Pyroblast.
I'm going to use Reflection Kiki-Jiki to make a copy of Bombardiers.
Okay, Bombardiers is getting copied in response to the Echoing Truth. Wouldn't the copy then get... Oh, okay, Fury was what got bounced. Okay. So Broadside Bombardiers is copied. No copy token for Derek. Fury was the card that got bounced, my mistake.
That was once upon a time. But you don't actually have to.
Oh, yeah, so I'll make... Yes.
Attacking for 6. Drops Ed down to 7. Is this over?
Let's see, 5, 3... Yeah.
2 boasts. Sack Reflections of Kiki-Jiki to 1.
I could throw this one with the... I would have to do it the other way, so 5... Yeah.
I mean, it's 2+, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so either one, even the CMCs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good game.
Good games.
No wasteland.
All right. Derek gets it. GG's. Well played. GG's. Just as Twitch chat predicted. Okay. Which match next? Twitch chat's going to vote. Your options will be Is it Delver versus Dreadnought? Green White Depths versus Mono Black? Simic OmniTell versus 5-color Beans? Or Mono Red Stompy versus Dreadnought? Or Jeskai Wizards versus Blue Black Reanimator? You got 1 minute. Vote now in the chat. Vote now in the chat. Pink's going to have a talk with Derek about the luck counter situation. Votes are happening now. Discord is up on your screen. Join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Go check out our merch shop. Go check out our coffee page. There's bonus rounds posted up on our coffee page. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's free. It's free. Almost out of time on the poll. Twitch chat wants. Is it Delver versus Dreadnought? Address contributed 450 channel points. Let's do it.
Yeah, I played there decent, but it's a lot hard. It's a lot closer to me than here, other than East Village.
Okay, cool. Nice.
But
For the rules.
it's harder to play on Fridays.
Yeah. A lot of other things to do too.
All right. We have Roland back on the right with Is It Delver? Is it Delver? And on the left, we have making their 90s MTG debut, I believe, is Reagan on Dreadnought.
It's gotten sad.
I'm still learning English.
It's okay. I'm still learning too. I'm still learning Italian. I'm like 3 words in.
Looks like Roland's resolving a mulligan. Dr. Pepper just gifted a sub. Thank you, thank you.
Aaron Mesa crack.
So I saw that
Okay, Aaron Mesa gets cracked by Reagan here.
do you let people vote which video they do, which
Yeah. Yeah.
that's interesting.
That's fun.
So then you don't publish everything.
Yeah.
Just publish
No, I
everything.
can't. It's just way too
Way
many.
too much.
Yeah. That's why I let the ponder. Ponder's good. So.
All right, Ponder is good. That resolves for Reagan. As we were getting started, I mentioned Reagan. I think this is Reagan's first time playing on camera for all of us. The NYC legacy community continues to grow. I'm seeing new faces frequently. When I do get a chance, I ask them about their story. What made you pick up legacy? You know, how did you end up here, kind of thing. Some of the players playing for a long time. Some of them not for that long. I mean, Magic the Gathering as a hobby. Some of them coming over from other formats like Modern and Commander and Pioneer and whatever. It's just very cool to see new people all the time popping up. You know, some of them asking questions like, I don't know, what do you think of my sideboard or whatever? The next crop of rookies of the year for 90s MTG starting to show up. We had some new players last year that our viewers on Twitch and YouTube got to know. Looking forward to seeing what Reagan and some others are going to be playing on stream this year.
Yep.
As Roland shows up and just drops 10 gift subs in the chat. What's up, Roland? Roland's in the chat, everybody. Drexian Dreadnought. It's going to resolve, consign to memory with its trigger on the stack. It's in. Phyrexian Dreadnought, everybody. Bolt revealed. I don't know if that's going to be enough to raise a Dreadnought. Roland number 3 on our all-time gifter leaderboard and has a founder badge. Roland, a pillar of our community, of course. Both on stream and IRL. Roland, a big reason why legacy events are firing in New York City. If you're one of the local community members, you know why. Roland's out there reminding people that events are even happening. Driving people around. The whole thing. Roland has a Phyrexian Dreadnought to deal with. It's going to hit pretty hard. Mishra's Bauble, Mishra's Bauble. Look at your tap card twice.
Cool.
Swords to Plowshares, oh boy. Well.
Do much blocking. Teacher, send a message.
Yeah, the Insectile Aberration, not a very good blocker right here.
Draw 2. There you go. Keep. Draw. Yeah.
Roland's hanging out with us today. Phyrexian Dreadnought. You know, I don't know what they were doing when they designed this card. They don't know what they're doing, Chad. They have no idea what they're doing. Did they test it?
No.
So sick of this crap.
Okay.
Go draw. Switch it back.
All right, Brainstorm completes. Yeah, Mr. Arch pointing out they probably tested it for Commander. Yeah, they just make all the cards for Commander, Mr. Arch. It's all very depressing. Sirius Poe, thank you for the reset with Prime. 13 months. Phyrexian Dreadnought is the way. Sirius is a Dreadnought gamer, I guess.
You take one out? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Hype Train just started. Hype Train just started. Passing it back to Roland, who took a big hit from a Dreadnought. Probably not going to survive another one. Let's see what Roland has. Is it petty theft? Well, Brainstorm probably shuts that off. Is Roland done here? That is the game. Phyrexian Dreadnought, everybody. Moving on to game 2. Reagan up a game. Toller Eric has arrived, demanding we start the match. You know what, Toller Eric? You relax. All right, rolling on the play. 1 card on the bottom. Voodoo asking a great question. Will we see a Null Drifter in one of these games? It's possible. Some of these Dreadnought gamers are Null Drifting as well. Seen Null Drifter appear on stream a few times in these Dreadnought decks. I like Null Drifter. That's a cool card. Okay, mulligans have happened. Flooded Strand for Roland. Pass the turn.
Fury is so good against my deck.
Flash 2 again, and the second one also with the game on
Roland mentioning Middle Earth in the chat. Excuse me, can we keep this all Magic the Gathering lore only, please?
with the guy was like The pirate was probably already a problem.
Yeah, definitely. I think you won always.
What about the lore? Wasteland blows up Volcanic Island. It is gone.
Attack the boat and then
Yeah,
the copy for 5 damage.
exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I can't block.
Yeah, rolling with a Sliver Queen playmat, Reagan with a Nethergoyf playmat, and sadly, I don't think we're going to see any Sliver Queens on the table in this match. But you really never know. I mean, it pitches to force, right?
I mean, the cards of a prison are always the same. Charlie's.
Yeah, Roland is a casual player.
Yeah. Then
Brainstorm happening here.
I mean, okay, it took you a long time to kill these things. Sure. And if I was playing Doomsday or something, you just lost the game. You had nothing. You had nothing.
At the end of the that was all at the end of my turn, right? Yeah.
So it's like, it's fragile. It's very fragile.
Okay, still on Roland's end step. We're cracking the Fledgestrand, finding a Volk, and then passing the turn. Okay, so Roland wary of Stifle here, playing around it. Roland knows what's up. Roland's played some Dreadnought. Volcanic Island. Tapped to cast a Stifle on Wasteland. So Roland has Stifles as well. This is going to get interesting.
Sure.
I will keep you.
Tameo.
Cards in. 5.
Tameo is in. Tameo's a good card. All right, gets bolted. Fair enough. Nothing for Roland to waste right now. Another Tameo getting dazed. Okay, big plays for Roland. I see Reagan is holding a Volk, but protecting it from Wasteland for now. Ponder for Roland. High train complete. Thank you everybody for the subs.
And there's also the card. Okay. Okay.
I'll pass back to you.
All right, draws off Ponder, passes it back. Seems like Reagan is playing very careful to not get a land hit by Wasteland here. Just going to pass the turn again. Had 2 Tameos defeated, which is pretty big for Roland. Roland drops a Delver. Bob, thank you for the sub with Prime. 9 months. Appreciate that. If you're watching this later or watching it live, remember that you can subscribe and become a member of 90s MTG for free over on our Twitch channel if you have Amazon Prime. It's free. And Lord converted from Prime to Tier 1. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Because I know, like you said, they're like,
Thundering Fall, Serval, okay.
Leave it on top here. Yep.
Okay, left it on top. Delver's going to flip, revealing a Ponder. Roland getting the offense up and running. It's stifle you, waste you, daze your thing, bolt your creature, swing with 3 power creatures, roll and doing all the things that Delver Dex does. Dex do? Whatever. Ponder. Cantripping too while we're at it. We saw in game 1, Reagan was able to slam a Dreadnought early, and then that basically won the game. That's still something that can happen in this game. Post sideboard, it's possible Roland will have more plays to beat a Dreadnought once it's on the board, but still can be difficult. All right, dropping that Volk now. Seems like it's go time for something. Taller Eric screaming in the chat, how come when no one talks about banning Stifle, talk about play patterns? You know what, Eric? Legacy players love having their lands blown up and countered and the whole thing. But not as a cast trigger, Eric. Come on. Okay, Wasteland getting a Pyroblast fired off on Insectile Aberration in response. Force of Will pitching Brainstorm. Brainstorm for Reagan now. We have a stat going here. There's a Wasteland targeting Volk, Pyroblast on Insectile Aberration, Force in response, Brainstorm in response. Okay, Insectile Aberration is safe. The Volcanic Island, I believe, is destroyed.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, so Volcanic gone.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing that there is only one more sword. Just in case there's a
Insectile Aberration swings again. Reagan drops to 14.
One. Yep.
Reagan went after that Insectile Aberration with that Volk, and for now it seems like it didn't work out.
These are my ponders.
okay. Go to 3.
All right, that's going to speed up the clock. Dragon's Rage Channeler is in.
Only 3 types of fire.
Only 3 types for rolling at the moment. No Delirium yet. But Dragon's Rage Channeler could get Delirium pretty easily in this deck. Dropping a Tundra now. Swords on Dragon's Rage Channeler. It is gone. Well, we'll only gain 1, no Delirium. Okay, so Insectile Aberration sticks around. Roland resolving a Brainstorm here, looking for more threats possibly, more disruption. It seems like eventually in this game we're going to have a fight over a Dreadnought on the stack. So that's where I feel like this is going. And that will probably decide the game. Both players with 2 lands, so both players a little bit vulnerable to daze. Alright, just passing the turn. I see Dreadnoughts in, at least one Dreadnought in Reagan's hand. We're going to do the dress down thing, maybe? Unsure. Attacker for 3. Swords. Insect Elaboration is defeated this time. Roll and go up to 21. Murktide. Well, it's a faster clock than Insect Elaboration. Looks like it's going to be full size. 8/8 Murktide is in.
That's it. Yep, pass.
Really can solve it over.
Yep.
Okay, Wasteland allows another land to potentially play around Days with a Dreadnought plus Stifle and or Consign. Or Consign. The life total for Reagan, though, still low. 8/8 Murktide on the other side.
Sure.
Could beat this Dreadnought in a race.
Go. Draw.
Stifle the Dreadnought's ETB.
Taking one this one. Stance.
Dreadnought has entered. Reagan's trying to stop it from sacrificing itself. Roland thinking about the Stifle.
So go.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, Roland's going to allow a Dreadnought. Wasteland fired off. Mechanic Island down.
Good.
Yep.
It's possible that a second Murktide could end the game right now. We'll see.
Right back.
Petty theft on the Dreadnought. Okay, Reagan scoops it up. Moving on to game 3. Looks like Roland's resolving a mulligan to 6. Reagan has kept 7. Reagan is on the play here for game 3. I see a Wasteland in hand.
Aaron Mesa?
Aaron Mesa gets cracked. Tundra. Resolving a turn 1 ponder here. Looks like Roland's holding a force. Also has a Wasteland, I think. I think I saw that. These decks are going to be trying to Daze, Wasteland, stifle the crap out of each other here in game 3, most likely. Who will come out on top?
Draw a ponder? Yeah.
All right, passes it back to Roland.
I mean, just
There's that Wasteland. Both players will be trying to stay ahead on mana here in game 3. It's going to be tough, as I was just talking about. Flooded Strand gets cracked, going for a basic island. That could be one way to keep a land on the board, have a basic. Tameo. Tameo is getting forced. Pitching force. It's countered. Reagan's holding a Daze? think I saw a Daze in hand, but I'm not sure. Do we Daze to protect Tameo every time? Tameo's so good. Dragon's Rage Channeler resolves. It's possible I imagined I saw a Daze and there wasn't one in hand. Wasteland takes out the Volk. I like that play. Attack with the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Just 1 power right now. Looks like Roland has passed to end of turn with no land drop. Brainstorm saw no fetches. I don't know if there's one in hand for Reagan or if we just got Brainstorm locked. Brainstorm locks can hurt. Raise your hand if you've been Brainstorm locked. Okay, Ponder could help the situation. Looking for land, most likely. Okay, leave it in there, drawing off Ponder. Found a Tundra. Prismatic ending on DRC. Pretty good. Rolling with no permanents in play. Alright, Wasteland on Tundra. Only 1 permanent in play for both of these players right now. Alright, Reagan found a fetch. Pretty good.
I'm at 10, right?
Yep, you're at 10.
I'll pass.
Alright, passes it back to Roland.
Got it?
Yeah.
Alright, the fetch resolves. You know, a stifle on that fetch would have been pretty nasty. Roland goes for a basic. Makes a lot of sense.
You are at 16.
It sounds like Delver is coming in. Potentially.
Bristol.
Alright, a Brainstorm. I saw a Phyrexian Dreadnought. We have a fetch land in play. I don't know if Reagan is doing the Surveil thing.
I'm at 10.
Yeah, like I'm trying to run, and then you say that. I'm like, alright. Let's like switch things over a little bit.
Alright, just the basic planes.
Just sack lands to go the next
Do that turn? Drop.
This word and this one again.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to do it this way because I had.
Delver on Roland's side. Both players have shifted into just let's get some basic lands on the table. And hopefully I'll have some mana to cast my spells. Flooded Strand for Reagan, pass the turn. Reagan making the land drops. Roland is not. Just passing the turn. Flooded Strand cracked again. Okay, goes for a Volk this time.
Cards in hand?
I have 3. Or, sorry, 4.
Rolling with 4 cards in hand. End step.
It's not as
It's gonna move to my net.
I mean, but the thing is that you saw 6.
Okay, just taking the turn now.
Yeah.
Benefit of insight.
Yeah.
I said yes. I think I should.
Archive trigger.
Okay, we are doing the Surveil thing. Meticulous Archive, Surveil, take a look, and just pass the turn. All right. Reagan, plenty of lands now. Ponder for Roland will resolve.
Cantrips and wastelands.
Cantrips and wastelands, Reagan points out. Roland may be looking for more land drops. There's a very real threat of a stifle at some point on a fetch. All right, Roland's just going to pass the turn. Dress down on end step. Uh-oh.
Cards.
Two cards in Reagan's hand. Roland's going to force that pitching daze. Why, you might be wondering? Phyrexian Dreadnought follow-up or Null Drifter could be pretty nasty. There's a Ponder for Reagan. Are the Dreadnought players still running Curie? Does anybody know?
Or the Pyrogoy.
That card was a little hot in Dreadnought for a little while.
Target any which one. So it was like in a tough spot. And the
Merge Intelligence. High Train Conductor Sirius says yes, but not a fan of it. Mr. Arch says the cool ones are.
without the knight, probably with another tweaker, like a small one, I don't know, like it could have been the roof.
Yeah.
Inside there, then it was because the clock is not that.
Yep, right.
With the knight.
Just passing back and forth a bit right now. Raking plenty of lands in play. Rolling with 1.5 lands in play if you're worried about stifles.
Yep, more magic.
Got another fetch.
Less magic.
I want to play as little as possible.
Alright, Scalding Tarn gets cracked safely. Roland's going to get to search for a land. Riveting gameplay happening now. Thundering Falls, Surveil.
3 games. They were quick.
Surveil.
Yeah, man.
Alright, drops a Stifle into the graveyard. That's not going to be super relevant right now, I guess.
That has to be a
Yeah, this is going to be a case of who blinks first. Both players are aware that Reagan's going to try to make Dreadnoughts at some point. And there's going to be a fight over that. Roland might be preparing for it. But post-sideboard, Roland might have cards like a Braid or Meltdown or whatever to handle the Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, it's weird. Weird because I have 4 stock, 4 Conjures, 4 Brainstorm, 2 Impulse. That's crazy. That's how much filtering I have. I can find it. I'm not here for
Dan now cracking a Blue to Delta. Finds a Volk. Unsure if the life counters were adjusted just now. It's Numba says, I'm guessing legacy players are folks that had the cards already or are millionaires with spare time. I mean, I don't know. I can only speak for myself. My dual lands and stuff like that, I have owned for a very long time. Most of my reserve list legacy staple cards I've owned for like 12 years or something. I think I bought 1 dual land in the past 5 years.
Sure.
And 1 City of Traders or something.
Yeah, I think
There are a lot of people in our community also that converted like just a bunch of commander / modern staples into dual lands and stuff like that. Traded at conventions or whatever. So that's also something people do. You know, they turn some foil mana crypts and I don't even know, just whatever commander stuff into duels, and now they have a legacy deck.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
1 or 2. 1, 3.
Mr. Art says I used to draft once, twice a week for years and converted most of what I opened into legacy cards. I did something similar about 10 years ago. Alfred says, greetings from Venezuela. Hello, hello. Are there legacy events firing in Venezuela? Swords to Plowshares on Delver. Are the Venezuelan Magic players aware of the card Caracas? That was a really stupid joke. I take it back. That was horrible. All right, brainstorm. All right, Alfred says yeah. Resolving a brainstorm now is Reagan. Both players have hands of cards and maybe, hopefully, getting ready for a fight on the stack over some Dreadnoughts. We're going to see both players without creatures on the board. Roland would love to get a 3-power flyer out there and start swinging away, or a Murktide. So far, other than Tamiyo, I don't think Reagan's running any other creatures besides Dreadnought, it looks like, right? Have we seen any other creatures from Reagan? I don't believe so. No Null Drifters or Curies or any of that stuff so far. All right, just passing the turn is Reagan. Not ready to fight yet. Brazen Borrow gets flashed in. Roland's ready to start attacking again. Force of Will pitching Daze on Brazen Borrower. Respecting the Brazen Borrower here. So, no 3-power flyer for Roland. Passing the turn. Murktide Regent, okay. Looks like it's going to be an 8/8. Well, it's getting swords.
This resolves. Yeah, going into my second main phase.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just wondering when you're doing it. So.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay, so a little bit of a who has priority situation right here. You let the Murktide resolve, and then Roland would have priority again, but didn't end up really mattering. Daze targeting the Swords to Plowshares, returning Thundering Falls to hand. Reagan wondering if there's anything we're missing that would have us not pay. It gets paid. Murktide is gone. Roland gains 8 life, which could end up mattering a bit.
Please give me all the life.
High Train Conductor Sirius says, I remember selling my Karn Liberated at a GP for $100 and picked up some Volcanic Islands. now we have 14 different versions of Karn liberated. Yeah, yeah. You know, having all the different versions of the cards and all that stuff has helped with buying into some formats and picking up some staples, I guess. Abhorrent Oculus. All right, we were just talking a moment ago. Does Reagan have other creatures? Here's a creature.
Exile 6. 5, 6.
Okay, the Oculus is on the stack.
Top 2, and then one goes graveyard, one gets put on the battlefield as a morph.
It resolves.
Yeah.
What is the cards in it?
4.
4 cards in Reagan's hand. Abhorrent Oculus is a decent clock. Manifest Dread happens here. One card gets manifested. Tameo goes into the graveyard. Interesting. Yes, it is not a morph. It is a manifest on the battlefield right now. Not a morph. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Roland wanted that Thundering Falls back, which is why we dazed last turn. Dumps another daze. Perhaps we've manifested a Dreadnought. We're about to find out, I guess. Bolt you, says Roland. Uh-oh. Reagan drops to 9. Murktide Regent. Cleaning out the graveyard again to make an 8/8 Murktide. Well, that's going to block Oculus pretty well, potentially.
This is as you cast it? Or as you cast it? I want to Pyroblast.
All right, Pyroblast counters Murktide on the stack. Roland passes. Oculus and a Manifest.
Combat? 7 before damage.
It might be better in
Flip up Dreadnought.
Phyrexian Dreadnought was manifested. 17 damage coming in. All right, another Manifest Dread. A Dress Down got dumped into the graveyard with Surveil. Or Manifest Dreads, rather. So, Roland now facing down an Oculus, a Dreadnought, and another Manifest. A Braid on the Dreadnought. Okay.
Target artifact.
A Braid. Force pitching D's, not tapping out. A Braid is countered. Bolt you. Bolt you. All right. Roland says Bolt, Bolt, Pyroblast, but Fire Blast, but the last card was actually just Unholy Heat. GG's. Reagan gets it. Well played. What a match. Roland faked us out at the end there. It was a little scary. GG's. Yeah, Roland tried to scare everybody. Roland with the dramatics. Wow. Okay. I'm going to set up another poll for the Twitch chat. Which match next? It is up to the chat. Your options will be Jeskai versus Blue-Black Reanimator. It's a Jeskai Wizards deck. Mono-Red Stompy versus Dreadnought. Eldrazi versus Dimir Bounce. Otters deck. Lands versus Eldrazi. Or Simic Omnitel versus 5-color beans. You have 1 minute. Get your votes now in the chat. The Discord server of the 90s MTG community is up on your screen. Make sure you're in our Discord server. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. That's free. Don't forget. About 30 seconds left on this poll. Twitch chat deciding which match we will spectate next. What does the Twitch chat want? Reminder, everybody. We will most likely have no live streams next week. So no Wednesday stream next week, unfortunately. Keep an eye on the Discord for our streaming schedule, though, regardless. All right, Twitch chat going for Lands versus Eldrazi. It's contributed 900 channel points. Let's do it. Let's do it. Diving in. Eric on the left with Lands. Ed on the right with Eldrazi. Looks like we're getting ready to go. Great way to start a game. Once upon a time. Wasteland for Eric. Pass the turn. So this is from the game Storia 1K. It took place. All right, Wasteland for Ed as well. And this was a win-in match. For top 8. That's a Dark Depths for Eric. Ed, of course, has a Wasteland in play. I think we can hold off with the Wastelander for Ed right now. No reason to fire it off. A little scary that Eric has a way to kind of start the chain here with his own Wasteland. Second Wasteland for Ed. Well, things are going to get interesting. We're already having a good game, I think. Wasteland on Dark Depths. Dark Depths is gone. Is it the most popular snowland in the format, chat? Give us more snowlands that are non-basic. Come on. Mox Diamond. Okay. Discarding a Dark Depths. I think we're about to see Life in the Loam. That's my guess. Nope, just passing the turn. Okay.
They're like from Slovakia or something, and they're just like playing the tournament, nobody can do them.
Love to see it.
Once upon a time for Ed. I don't know if both players sat down knowing what the other player was playing. I just don't know. Is it possible that Eric thinks he could be playing the mirror right now?
Yeah. I thought that format was fun.
All right, Eldrazi Temple is found. That kind of gives it away.
Yeah, there was like this Rocks cards.
I think by this point, both players knew what the other player was playing, though. So an Eldrazi Temple was found. Eric has Wasteland available. Glaring Fleshraker. This card is good. Okay, the old-fashioned way, casting a Once Upon a Time. We've had 3 Once Upon a Times cast so far in this match, and I'm very happy with that. Urza Saga is found.
Do anything there? No, no, you're good. Okay. Yeah. Go to my turn.
Both players tapping into the colorless cards in this game. Only Eric has cast a spell using colored mana so far. Urza Saga drops in. I think we expected that. This card is, of course, capable of winning the game all on its own. Fleshraker, similar. Can win the game all on its own. Well, not literally all on its own, but you know what I mean. Exploration. I mean, it can attack. It has 2 power. Well, Eric plays a second Wasteland and it blows up both of Ed's lands. And that puts Eric in a pretty good position right now. Exploration, one of the most powerful cards in the lands deck, of course. It's kind of an exploration deck. They should just call the deck Exploration Control. Alright, Flaring Fleshraker attacks. It can do that. Will we see a Fleshraker swing for lethal in this game? Probably not. Cavern and Eldrazi pass the turn. I don't think the can't be countered clause is going to matter a whole lot here, but making some mana for Myco Spawn potentially.
First land. Oh, you didn't need green too bad.
All right, there's a Yavimaya. Casting a Once Upon a Time. Someone just coughed. They were removed from the venue. Urza Saga. A second Urza Saga could be pretty mean. Okay, now crop rotation sacks the Yavimaya. Eric's going to take a look and find a land. What will it be this time? We're just going to try for Tabernacle? Or, yeah, Wasteland. Wasteland makes sense.
Go ahead. And we just have Saga, 1 card.
Yeah, there's a Saga, 1 card in Eric's hand. You can kind of feel the winning in pace here. This match means a lot to these players, both trying to make top 8 of the game story of Win a Duel. Fleshraker gets a trigger here as a Lotus Petal comes in, starting to do the Fleshraker thing. The advantage bar, I think if there was one, it would be a little bit unsure where to go right now. Eldrazi deck has fought through, I believe, 3 Wastelands now and is still going. Making land drops, that is. Potentially casting more spells. I see another Fleshraker in hand for Ed. That could be pretty good. Once you get 2 Fleshrakers in play, you kind of could start doing some mean stuff. Okay, so Recycling Petal and Scion Microspawn. Okay. Fleshraker trigger. That's 2 pings. And Ed's gonna tutor a land. No kicker. No kicker that time.
I used to be with all the way
Kind of going off a little bit here. Glaring Fleshrakers. What's that line? Now there are 2 of them?
Sorry.
The 3rd Fleshraker. Okay, Eric could be in serious trouble right now, actually. 3 Fleshrakers is scary as hell. Eric's at 13?
From here, and then think from here, and from here. So, I'll make 2 spawns.
Ed has 2 more spawns. 3 Fleshrakers means... Let's just see how this plays out.
Fleshraker pings twice, and it makes a... so it makes 2 dudes, and it sees itself, so it makes a 3rd one?
No, it just pings for this, so it would be 2, 4, 6. Okay. Actually, so 2 more of them.
2 get 7.
Okay, so the players have corrected the life totals. Eric's at 7. Maybe there was some misunderstanding about what happened there. Kozilek's command ends the game. That was gross. 3 Glaring Fleshrakers is just gross. Great draws for Ed. Moving on to game 2. Eric managed to fire off 3 Wastelands and still got beat up by Fleshrakers. Eldrazi up a game. Yeah, great sequencing that turn. Well played by Ed, for sure. Gomez with a question. What is the difference between Pauper Legacy and Pauper? I'm not sure what Pauper Legacy is, to be honest with you. I never even heard of that.
Basic Ass Forest.
Malevolent Rumble. Eric's making Eldrazi, and a surprise Ed doesn't know what this card does because it makes Eldrazi. There was a Sajiri step put into the graveyard by Mox Diamond.
Yeah, but I'm going to take Jack's out of that. Okay. I got you.
I tell you folks of the chat all the time, you have to have every Magic card memorized if you're going to play competitive Magic. And you have to have every version, every border, every art of every card memorized. Make flashcards. People don't listen. Also a reminder, 90s MTG is brought to you by you. By you. We don't have we don't pause the stream to tell you about some product that some company is trying to sell or whatever. We don't have those kinds of sponsors here. So help us out by hitting subscribe on our YouTube channel. Thank us for not wasting your time listening to ads. By hitting subscribe. It's free.
No, I just need rub.
And thank you to our members who are keeping the show alive. Alec in the Ink with a perfect timing resub 21 months for Alec. What's up, Alec? Okay, another malevolent rumble is happening here. Ed has a Wasteland. We saw Ed in game 1 kind of unexpectedly combo off to end the game. Eric is aware now, if he wasn't already aware, what this Eldrazi deck can do. 3 Flesh Rakers is just gross.
You gotta get it. I can't get it. I love it. I want to play the
Still resolving this malevolent rumble. Mox Diamond is selected. The rest goes into the trash. There's a Dismember in there.
Mox Diamond. Discard Dark Depths.
Okay, discarding Mox Diamond. Discarding Dark Depths to Mox Diamond.
What happens to
Imagine it's very different view.
What is Eric holding? Sometimes these lands decks can make a fast Merit Lage. Kozilek's Command is a concern. Okay, sacking the 2 Eldrazi spawns. Disruptor Flute.
You hug some guy and then kick him.
Main Wasteland.
That's pretty fine.
And then an Urza Saga after Flute on Wasteland. Pretty good.
That's true. It's true. Fragile America's
Disruptor Flute shutting off Wasteland and then an Urza Saga. So Eric's plan, it appears, is to make some constructs. Eldrazi Temple, Chalice X is 1. Definitely a relevant play. Crop rotation, exploration, big cards in the deck, of course. Sometimes they'll have Swords to Plowshares and stuff like that.
There's Life in the Loam, targeting Seiju, Dark Depths, and Yavimaya.
Beseiju Who Endures, Dark Depths, Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, all being bought back by Life from the Loam. Might start getting some dredging going on. Eric plays a Wasteland. Eric's Wastelands are also shut off right now. Urza Saga can start making some constructs. They already have 3 artifacts on the table that they'll be able to see. There's a Wastes for Ed.
I'm gonna pay command for 2. And try to exile Life from the Loam. See what else.
Okay, Kozilek's Command is going after Life from the Loam. And it's going to resolve.
I'll scry 2.
And the other mode is the Scry. So Life in the Loam is exiled. The best Kindred card in Legacy right now is Kozilek's Command. I think, right? Or is another one I'm forgetting? I think it's the best one. What's the second best Kindred card in Legacy? I don't know. Bear Blossom? Tarfire? Yeah, maybe. Alright, Urza Saga has made 2 constructs. Now it's searching through Eric's deck for another artifact. These constructs are going to be pretty big. Is it going to be the boots? Yep, there's Lava Spur boots. Lava Spur boots means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts on the battlefield right now. On Eric's side. I don't think I've seen all his dust in Legacy in quite a while, but that is a good one. Eric thinking about how to proceed here. Disruptor Flute shutting off Wasteland. Has Lava Spur boots. Has 2 constructs. One is summoning sick. The boots could change that. Yeah, Eldrazi has some good Kindred cards for sure. Oh, there's also like those, what were those like Commander Masters Eldrazi spells? There was like 1 or 2 of them that got played, right? And then there was also a MH3 Commander Eldrazi spell that got some play, right? I don't remember the names of those off the top of my head, though.
Because then I have to try my...
Does anybody know what the hell I'm talking about?
To be a bad spot.
Seiju on Eldrazi Temple. I don't think Ed's going to have any lands with basic land types in there. Maybe a forest?
Throw me out of here. Oh no! I'll give you a 10 credit. I should have traded my mana.
Does Ed have a basic forest? Maybe. All right, there it is.
Mr. I didn't get any rares.
Quick to the summon sick one.
Combat? Yep.
Swing. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 13.
All right, 13 damage gets through, tapping the equipment for some reason. The constructs will be able to attack for lethal on the following turn, so Ed will need to take care of the situation.
Because they're just not, they were not worth selling.
Two cards in Eric's hand. Life Run Alone was exiled. Eye of Ugin.
One of the guys who works for me literally went on a rant about how he doesn't like when player plays it's free to play.
Go on.
And like my background
So the one where you draw cards?
And I had like maybe $15,000 worth of magic cards on my back. And he's like,
Passed it back to Eric with no further plays. Okay, Chalice check. I thought for a second there Ed was going to miss it, but Expedition Map was countered.
God,
We got some taste right here.
Attacking with both constructs. They have 6 power plus a 1 power bonus on one of them thanks to the boots. Tapping some mana. Eye of Ugin can tap because of Yavimaya. Kozilek's command.
Exile the constructs, and I'll make spawns.
Exile the construct, make 4 spawns. This is a big Kozilek's command. There they are. One of them's gonna chump.
I would like white for them. I would like white for them and alter them so that there's like 2 stripes.
Ed needed that Kozilek's commander. The game ended, I think. Once upon a time now for Eric.
I don't want to whiteboard my I was out there. I was thinking, like, you know, like the neon spray paint? Yeah. Like
I'll
right
just-
on the edge of a card. It like makes it easy to find.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it pretty easy there.
I like Citadel paints on
That's too thick.
Just like spray paint. Just like on the side.
Okay, playing the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. It matters right now.
I saw someone was I saw someone do like pretty cool like foil peel with that. So they do like the old school like foiling stuff. Like, put it on the outside. They look pretty good.
Upkeep triggers.
I think you just take acetone and just
Upkeep triggers. Will these Eldrazi spawns get destroyed? Or does Ed want to pay? Tough call. Looks like Ed's holding a sewing microspawn though.
look at the shit quality of our foils.
Okay, does not pay for the spawns. The construct currently has 6 power. 5 artifacts on Eric's side, plus the bonus from the equipment. Chalice on 1, stopped 1 expedition map so far. 6 mana. Here's sewing microspawn. It's kick this time. Could exile Tabernacle and tutor a land. What land do we want? Microspawn will also be able to block. Getting rid of that Tabernacle was huge. Although the Tabernacle already kind of had done its job. Eldrazi Temple is found. That's fine. We saw how this Eldrazi deck can go off with Flesh Rakers. The Flesh Raker can make tokens, and that can chump block the construct for quite a while. Voodoo says thinking about making bad purchasing choices after I get my paycheck tomorrow. What are you trying to buy, Voodoo? And I hope you have our TCG player link bookmarked, ready to go.
But there are Pokemon that, like, if you use an ability, do this. Oh, dude, I'm so excited for the new Pokemon game.
Go to combat.
Eric is thinking about going to combat, attacking with this construct. It gets chumped by a microspawn. There's Dark Depths. Okay. Passing it back. Disruptive Flute on Wasteland has mattered quite a bit in this game as far as how it's played out. Ed doesn't currently have a creature in play. Looks like Ed's holding a copy of Reality Smasher.
And then what they did is
Okay, another Microspawn. Guess it's going to go after Dark Depths. Yeah, Dark Depths is exiled. Ed's going to search for a land. What do we want this time? Another Eldrazi Temple. Okay. Eldrazi. Doing the Eldrazi things.
Yeah, no, I never really got into it, but like,
We're seeing a bit of why this deck is so powerful right now in Legacy. Format with all the Soul Lands and Eye of Ugin and Wasteland. Turns this Eldrazi creature type into a really powerful deck. Land stacks usually can, using stuff like the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, put up a really good fight against creature-heavy decks.
there's literal like calculator thing. I am aware.
Crop rotation, pointing out the Chalice trigger. Maybe Eric hoping to slip one through. Maze of Ith is interesting. Attacking with the Construct now. Dropping down to 5. Another Kozilek's Command.
More trigger? No, I'm not targeting that. I'm gonna scry and make that.
They also like dumbed it down a lot.
This one they made like.
Okay, it sounds like Eric is scooping here. Ed gets the match. Moves on to top 8. Well played. GG's. Eldrazi gets it. Eldrazi gets it. The Mika spawn, everybody. The Mika spawn. It's too good. Okay. Wow. Wow. That wraps it up for me for today. Stick around for a raid, everybody. Make sure you stick around for a raid. Keep an eye on our Discord for our streaming schedule. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Peace out. See you everybody soon.